Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. Let's go over the most important stimulus check information that I want you to know. It was just announced that Senate Democrats have dropped the paid family leave and medical leave proposals from Biden's spending bill. Now the House of Representatives can hold a vote on the bill today. According to Fox, Senate Democrats have dropped the paid family leave and medical leave proposals from the spending package. That's after negotiations with moderate Democrats failed to reach a compromise on a pared-down version of the proposals.
It's a framework that will create millions of jobs, grow the economy, invest in our nation and our people, turn the climate crisis into an opportunity, and put us on a path not only to compete, but to win the economic competition for the 21st century against China and every other major country in the world. It's fiscally responsible. It's fully paid for. 17 Nobel Prize winners in economics have said it will lower the inflationary pressures on the economy. And over the next 10 years, it will not add to the deficit at all. It will actually reduce the deficit, according to economists. I want to thank my colleagues in the Congress for their leadership. We spent hours and hours and hours over months and months working on this.
Those families to have access to the Affordable Care Act. If that were the only thing we were doing in this legislation, it would be transformational, it's transformative, and cause for celebration. So on the health side, there are many aspects to it, but that one makes a drastic difference. And then when we go to the third bucket, climate, well, as one who, when I was Speaker first time, the climate issue, well, for a long time has been my flagship issue, but at that time, I formed a select committee on climate, and we got good things with President Bush in terms of an energy bill, but not a climate bill. We couldn't get 60 votes in the Senate. That was when President Obama was president, and then we moved on to at the same time, we're doing the health issue. But it was then so important, now drastic and urgent, short fuse on the well-being of our planet. And so in this bill, I mean, imagine $500 billion in this framework that the president discussed, $500 billion, both in tax credits and outlays of what we need to do to protect the planet for the children. All three of these, health, planet, child care, et cetera, are all about the children. They're also about jobs, 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 jobs.
Democrats have decided to drop the proposals, despite that they were a key campaign promise from Biden. What do you think about President Biden so far? Is he holding up his promise, and is he keeping his promise to the American people of sending out more relief payments? Tell me in the comments below. Senator Gillibrand, one of the Senate's leading advocates for the benefits, had tried to reach a last-minute deal with Manchin, who had resisted to the overall cost of the package. And everybody, Senator Gillibrand told Fox that reports about the benefits being dropped are premature, signaling hope that some sort of pared-down version could still be in play. Manchin has argued that the cost of the proposals is too high, when some programs are already in jeopardy of running low on funds. Kristen Gillibrand has said that she will not give up on getting the benefits added. What are your thoughts on everybody, on cutting out paid family leave and medical leave proposals? Should it be done, or should it not be done? Tell me in the comments below. One thing is for certain, Nancy Pelosi is aiming to hold a vote today on the $550 billion measure, but progressives have insisted that a larger social safety net bill proceed along the Senate passed infrastructure package. Democrats need to finalize the social policy bill due to sharp disagreements between moderates and progressives. The House Democratic Caucus will have a meeting where Biden is expected to provide an update on his Build Back Better agenda and press progressives to help pass the infrastructure bill. The Senate passed that measure in August with support from Democrats and Republicans. In a Twitter post, Biden signaled that a deal could be reached on getting key components of his agenda passed. And Democratic leaders have struck an optimistic tone about negotiations over the safety net bill, which contains key components of Biden's Build Back Better agenda. And there are still a number of unresolved issues between moderates and progressives. Representative AOC said she would vote against the bipartisan bill over cuts in the social spending bill. Now, Ocasio-Cortez said she couldn't vote for the bipartisan bill if the other whittled-down legislation fails to address climate change. She told CNN, "We've had frameworks for 6 months, and we've seen how much these frameworks have changed and been taken back." Ocasio-Cortez previously pushed back as the reconciliation bill was rewritten without a key climate provision over Manchin's opposition about the cost of the bill. The Democrat from West Virginia also said he doesn't support a program that will quickly replace coal and gas power plants with green energy solutions. Rashida Tlaib is also a progressive Democrat, and she criticized the cut and suggested that there was more support for the climate change provision than Manchin's opposition to it. The Congressional Progressive Caucus, made up of nearly 100 progressive members, tweeted that we have a moral obligation and a governing mandate to pass policy that address climate change. Ocasio-Cortez said she wants to see the full legislative text on the social spending bill before voting on the bill next month. Pelosi hopes to have the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, which forms part of the reconciliation package, to be signed by the end of the month. Can she get the bill done, folks? Tell me in the comments down below.
How people access them, jobs that are created by the new green technologies, jobs that are part of the national security of our country, that is necessitated by our protection of the environment. And so it is an initiative that gives a big tax cut to the middle class, creates jobs, good-paying jobs, lowers costs for families, and while making the wealthiest and big corporations pay their fair share. That's really the framework that the president shared with us this morning, and it's remarkable. It's remarkable in that it's a big vision, bigger vision than we've seen in a very long time, maybe dating back to President Franklin Roosevelt and the New Deal, in some respects to Lyndon Johnson, who had a great agenda as well. But we always remind everyone that Franklin Roosevelt.
Let me just say a few words. Number one, I think before there is a vote in the House on the infrastructure bill, the members of the House have a right to know that 50 U.S. senators are supporting a strong reconciliation bill. Number two, I think if you look at the bill that the president announced today, it is probably the most consequential bill since the 1960s in terms of protecting the needs of working families, of children, the elderly, the sick, and the poor. It is a major, major step forward. But clearly, to my mind, it has some major gaps in it. The American people are very, very clear that they are sick and tired of paying the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. There is, to the best of my knowledge, no language in there that takes on the pharmaceutical industry.